A man would die in the Hurricane Creek mine disaster in 1970 in Hayden County, Kentucky. Shortly after his passing, strange things began to occur. Broken fences mended themselves. A leaky roof all of a sudden stopped. At dusk, the front porch light flickered. Coal dust began to be found in all the windowsills, though no one was coming from the mine. Were these strange events just neighbors taking care of the family, or was there a more eerie explanation? Appalachia, the mountains, are like no other. From its rigid terrain, beautiful wildlife, to the people that live their lives here, to the strange, unexplained stories that folks share. Join me while I share this amazing place, one story at a time. By all accounts, Jonah was a hard-working, honest, loving father and husband. His passing in that mine disaster was a tragic loss. This story is a first-hand account sent by his daughter Ruth. This is her story of life after her father passed on. I've told this story so many times in my head. I often forget how it starts. I began in the same way Mom did when she told me what happened to Daddy. It was the summer of 1970 in eastern Kentucky, down near Hayden, Kentucky, where my dad Jonah worked in the Hurricane Creek mine. People still call it the Hurricane Creek mine disaster today. Back then, it was just the day the mountain give out. I wasn't old enough to understand back then. I just remember the waiting. The men didn't all come home. My father didn't come home at all. They told Mama there had been a collapse, a fire, and gas too. Much of everything, and not enough time. Rescue crews went in, but the mountain already decided who it was going to keep. They never brought my dad's body out so we could lay him to rest with his comrades lost in the disaster. They only brought his lamp, still burned black at the glass, and a wooden bird he had carved for me, cracked but still whole enough to know it was meant for me. Mama didn't cry in front of people, not then, not for a long time after. Because there was no body, there was no grave. Because there was no grave, there was no name on the memorial. That's something folks don't think on when they tell about the disasters. The names carved in stone are only for the ones the mountain gave back. My father was not given back, so his name was not carved anywhere. I grew up with that absence shaped like a person. Here's the part I did not understand until I was older. After the mine accident, things didn't end the way they were supposed to. At first, it was small, simple things. The porch light flickered once every evening like someone tapping it from the inside. Coal dust kept showing up on clean windowsills. The fence repairing itself after storms. No one remembered hearing anyone fixing it. And me sleeping through the night. I used to wake up coughing and gasping as a child. Ma never explained it. She just said, "Your dad is close tonight." Like that meant something I could hold to. I thought maybe grief did that to people, made them see kindness where there wasn't anything left. Ma grew older, and I did too. The world stopped being something I only inherited and started being something I questioned. One night, when Ma was old enough that her hands shook like leaves in the fall, I plainly asked her, "Was Dad ever found?" She didn't answer right away, just looking past me like she was watching something standing behind my shoulder. Then she said something I never forgot. "No, Ruth, they never brought him out because there was nothing left to bring out whole." I said, "What was in the house all those years?" That's when she finally looked at me and said, "The mountain doesn't always let go of what it takes." That should have been the end, a metaphor, a way for her to survive what she couldn't explain. Then she told me something else. There were nights after his accident she would wake up and hear footsteps in the yard. Heavy footsteps, familiar footsteps. Once, just once, she said she saw him standing under the porch light, not like a memory, like a man who had simply stepped back into the world and yet hadn't yet decided whether he belonged in it. He never spoke, but things got fixed when he was near. Broken boards mended, cold rooms warmed. My breathing steadied when I was sick. Every time she tried to name it, ghost, miracle, madness, she said the air itself felt like it tightened around her throat. Until the day she found the letter. It was hidden behind a loose stone in the fireplace. My father's handwriting. It read, "I never truly come back in the way people think of coming back." The mine did not just collapse. It opened something underneath it. Passages that were not meant for man to find. Whatever he became after that, it only knew one thing clear enough to follow home. Ma never said what she believed after that, just that she stopped asking, was it really him? Because whatever it was just stayed. And now I'm the only one left telling it because Ma she's gone too. The house is quiet in a way that feels watched. Sometimes I still find coal dust in the window sills. Sometimes the porch light flickers once at dusk, and sometimes when the wind moves through the holler just right, I hear something heavy stepping just beyond the edge of sight, like it's remembering how to be a man. Here is the truth I carry that no memorial ever carved. My father's name is not on that stone in Hayden, not because he wasn't loved, not because he wasn't lost, but because no one could prove where the mountain ended and he began. What a truly tragic story. So many times we hear of the tragic mine disasters from the past where the mine just gives way. So many lose their lives. Many folks don't think about what the families have to go through once that miner lost their lives. But this is the very first time I've ever seen a story from a family member after a miner had passed. But what a special one it is to think that Mr. Jonah still wanders the grounds of his old farm, keeping the fences, minding the house, just keeping a watch over Miss Ruth. Cody goes on to say at the end of his email, "Brother, I don't know what Jonah became or what it was that returned, but after hearing Miss Ruth's account, I have to say it certainly gave me the chills." And I want to say a special thank you to Cody Lamb from the Cody's Imaginary Appalachian channel. Miss Ruth sat with him and told him this story, and he bestowed the great honor to us here at Myers Tales of Appalachia and allowed us to share her story with you. Folks, I want to thank you for sitting and listening to the story of Miss Ruth and her life after the Hurricane Creek mine disaster. Well, I appreciate you listening. We love yous to pieces. And I'll see you next time.